Welcome to Films Under Your Bed. I'm Wesley McCraw. Today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite films of all time. This one, Requiem for a Dream. A common thing that people say about Requiem for a Dream is that it was an amazing movie to watch one time, but they would never watch it again. Partly because of the subject matter, partly because the movie is very intense and disturbing and depressing. So people don't want to see it again. I, on the other hand, have seen it many times and will probably see it many times more because it's an amazing work of art that moves me, impresses me, and inspires me every time I see it. Requiem for a Dream came out in 2000. It's based on a Hubert Selby Jr. novel of the same name. It stars Ellen Burstyn, Jared Leto, Jennifer Connelly, Marlon Wayans. Those are like the four main characters. It has to do with addiction, but what makes Requiem for a Dream stand out from other Hollywood movies about drug abuse and the downward spiral caused by addiction is that the goal of Requiem for a Dream is for the audience to experience what the characters are experiencing, and it uses different film techniques in ways that hadn't before to mimic what it really feels like to experience drugs in a way that's not meant to glamorize them or make them funner than they really are, but still translate the positive effects that lead and seduce the characters into the darkest depths. It's very much to make you feel like you can't escape their perspective. That sort of suffocation of the audience, confining the audience in the characters' perspectives, is what gives the film its power and is traumatic for the audience because they're experiencing these events from the characters' perspectives. So instead of the drug use making the audience feel distance from the characters, it's a way for the audience to feel even more connected because of the film techniques that are used. It makes you feel like you're in the heads of the characters. Darren Aronofsky was a pretty fresh young director at the time. Before that, he did a black and white indie film called Pi. Requiem for a Dream was really his first big project, and he used film and its techniques in an unabashed, unreserved way that allowed him to be more daring and accomplish more than what other directors at that time were willing to experiment with. He used fisheye lenses and slow motion and time lapse and just really any film technique that he could think of, as long as it helped the audience get into the headspace of the characters. He even utilized surround sound when it comes to the soundtrack. The soundtrack wasn't just in stereo, it used the full space to create emotions and intensity in ways that other soundtracks didn't at the time, and mostly don't now. It's probably one of the most influential, memorable soundtracks in film history. All of this to say is that something I love about film is when it accomplishes things that other mediums can't by using the strengths of the medium. So all of these film techniques, instead of for style or flash, such as often used by Tarantino or modern films that are really trying to get a style across, this is using all sorts of film techniques to create empathy for the characters. And I think that that is what makes it stand out. That's what makes it so intense for the viewer. Empathy is always edifying. And that's why some of the many reasons why I love Requiem for a Dream. I'll gladly watch it again to experience that empathy. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm still a small channel. Thank you for listening to me talk about one of my favorite movies. I'm excited to talk about more of my favorites in the future. Thanks.